Three of you nodded and said it was, and the rest of you just looked at me blankly. That's fine though. I can live with that. We'll see. If we can make over £500 in that bucket tonight, I'll be delighted. That could really set us on a way to getting this person's life changed. But in the meantime, since I have changed the tone somewhat, it's probably time for something a little bit more fluffy, a little bit more light-hearted. Do you agree? Are you ready for something a little bit more Christmassy? Something that's ladies and gentlemen, it's your special unannounced guest of the night, the one and only unique voice who is giving us a review of the year 2018. Welcome to the stage, Harry U Eldrich.
Okay, for anybody who's seen me review a year before, you'll know there's a little bit of a shtick I have, and that is always that I bring a book from the future. This one is a history book from the future. And what it says is that 2018 once again was a year where Netflix proved what a bunch of cunts you all are. Sat on your asses, subscribing to a service where you watch overlong dramas with lots of dead ends, one too many characters who come in, fuck off, then come back in again, inconsistencies, dead ends, and fundamentally conclusions that leave no one satisfied. If you want to pay money for that, can I suggest you save your money and just watch 8 hours worth of Brexit coverage on the news? Same result. Fundamentally, what the history books about this year are going to show is that this year didn't really kick off until about March. Because we had nothing happen and then the beast from the east arrived. Or more accurately, some snow. Now what the beast from the east proved is what a bunch of cunts all Londoners are. No, seriously. The Blitz, the IRA, 7/7, the London Bridge attack, the Westminster attack. What happens the next day? Drum roll. Business is fucking usual. But a few flakes of snow fall and all of a sudden it's wow! Where's your fucking Blitz spirit now, you arseholes? Fuck's sake, my partner's from Belgium and the same problem happens in Belgium. Few flakes of fucking snowfall, country grinds to a halt. Don't get me wrong, they operated without an actual working government for nearly 2 years. But snow apparently is Armageddon. Must be really comforting for certain Brexiters to realise that actually the UK and Belgium are precisely the fucking same. Of course, the weird thing about the Beast from the East was it happened less than a week before that whole Salisbury Novichok thing happened. Okay, one of the weirdest stories of the year. Okay, right. I'm reflecting on that. I'm a latter Cold War baby. So, you know, I just remember, you know, we've all been told that in the West we won the Cold War. So how come Russia is still the bogeyman? It just made me psychologically and philosophically reevaluate that actually big pictures never change. It's only the details that do. And you know, so like I say, Russia is still the bogeyman. But what details have changed? Okay, well, let's have a look at the original Cold War. Our freedoms brought us Elvis, the Beatles, the Stones, the Who, King Crimson, Pink Floyd, disco, chic, funk, Hendrix, Motown, James Brown, Public Enemy, Public Image, the beginnings of grunge, techno. And what have you fucking had subsequently? That's right, Coldplay, Nickelback and Taylor Swift. As far as I'm concerned, arm Russia to the fucking teeth, because at least it means we might have a few piece of fucking Jews again. And then Novichok. Right, okay. I don't know if anyone's ever been to a small provincial market town, which is what Salisbury is, but finding two people passed out on a park bench near a shopping centre isn't a big fucking deal. I lived in Salisbury for 3 fucking years during my adolescence and was found unconscious on that park bench every fucking Saturday. Okay, it might have been glue and cider that I was experimenting with. But fucking hell, the name Novichok, it sounds like something you take when you're on your way to a chem fuck session. But seriously, I mean, you know, the thing that really took the fucking biscuit about the whole Russia situation that kicked off earlier this year is that not long after it kicked off, a House of Commons Select Committee complained that Russia was using the UK's banking system to launder dirty money. I mean, that's outrageous, isn't it? It's absolutely outrageous. I mean, there's hundreds of perfectly legal tax loopholes to exploit. Seriously, a bunch of cunts in Westminster complaining about the Russians using our banking system to launder dirty money is a little bit like your dad telling you not to smoke whilst he simultaneously cranks coke off of the clit of a middle-aged whore whose cunt stinks like a rotting beached whale whilst simultaneously pissing in a 14-year-old Remboy's mouth. Oh my god, that's fucking disgusting! For fuck's sake, man, this year and double standards. But sorry. Obligatory thing we've got to do now. As a comedian, apparently, it is in the eternal contract that I must tell you what I think about Brexit. Because that's going to make everyone's life so much fucking simpler, isn't it? Okay, right, I hate to give Jeremy Hunt any fucking congratulations for anything, but he did call it right. I'm Bob. I voted to remain. I would again if the whole thing was rerun. But I'm just bored of it now. I'm bored fundamentally because both sides are not really doing a very good job with their arguments. None of their arguments are stable. On the one hand, the Remain lot would have you believe that come midnight on the 29th of March next year, if there's a no-deal scenario, then boom, the Black Death comes back. There will be pyramids of dead babies on every street corner, all dying of polio and tuberculosis, because obviously there's no such thing as a British doctor. And whilst this is happening, troops and troops and troops of SS stormtroopers will frog march down the street singing "Land of Hope and Glory." That's what will happen in a no-deal Brexit situation. But then, the Brexiteers would have you believe that unless you take back control, what you are doing is sentencing your nan to have a hosepipe put into every orifice on her body, and then gallons of ethnic Albanian, Islamist, AIDS-infected cum will be pumped through her, whilst you take all the village's children and put them in a big wicker Morris dancer, whilst bureaucrats from Brussels set it alight and kill your dreams. Whilst battalions of SS guards frog march down the street, singing something foreign. Okay, Brexit. 3 things you should know about this. 1, our country may be an island, but there's only 21 miles between Dover and Calais. And if David Walliams can swim that, then it's no fucking border, is it? Two. You'll notice I mentioned the SS in both of the kind of worst case scenarios that are presented to you. Because what I think is ultimately very ironic about the debate at this very moment in time is that rather than putting forward sensible arguments, what they're trying to do is prove that the other side is fascists. Ironic, really, when you consider what fundamentalism is actually about. And three, like I say, neither argument is very good. To be honest, both sets of arguments are so fragile, you might as well call them an Italian bridge. One nil. Incidentally, Jacob Rees-Mogg, I don't know about you, but when I see Jacob Rees-Mogg, I kind of miss ISIS. But finally, it's the time of the show. It's dun dun dun, cunt of the year. Now in third place, it's Joe Acosta. That CNN journalist who was barred from the White House for grabbing that woman's arm. Quite fucking right. Quite fucking right. He should know better in today's culture not to be doing that. Should at least grab him by the pussy. Two, some cunt from Brazil. Though public opinion is currently divided as to whether it's Bolsonaro or Neymar that they're talking about. And number one, the biggest cunt of 2018 is Sir David Attenborough. No, fuck you! Fuck you and fuck climate change. I'll give you three reasons. One, he goes over to Katowice to tell everyone off, and he's like, oh, what, couldn't use Skype or FaceTime, could he? No, he had to fly. Hypocrite. Two, the biggest cause of overpopulation on this planet is people living too fucking long now. That guy's ancient. And number three, he has the nerve to tell us that unless we do something about climate change, our planet is doomed. Really, mate? I had a look at our planet. Do you know what it made me to conclude? That climate change should be sped the fuck up. That's right, I want a real rain to come along and wash the scum away. I'll give you three reasons why climate change is fucking brilliant, and they all revolve around solving the world's problems. First thing that would happen is all the animals would die out, which would finally give vegans that opportunity to inflict their belief system on everybody else. Two, the world seas would boil up and bubble away, meaning that we finally get to find out where that Air Malaysia flight went. And three, well, you know, we'll go the way of the dodo, which will at least allow every social media campaigner on the planet to finally achieve their aim of making us all exactly the fucking same. So if you really want to know what the closing words of the history of 2018 actually are, it's very, very simple. Life is unfair. Kill yourself or get over it.
Ho, ho, ho. Harry Eldrich, man. Oh Okay, so let's all catch a breath. It's time for your headline. Are you ready for a headline? Yeah! I've seen this gentleman 3 times. He is